Alrighty then. We are back here with some more budget magic, comboing off with our Heartless summoning deck. And oh boy, we are up against Pascal Maynard, MTG Pro, also of Foil Tarmogoyf fame. Let's see what Pascal is on. Oh boy. This looks like either... Yeah, so this is Affinity. I was going to say either Affinity or Infect, even though Affinity is much more likely to lead on Inkmoth Nexus, I think, where Infect is looking to go Green Source into High Arc or Glistener Elf. Well, this should be interesting. Our opponent shouldn't have much interaction, but they're going to have a very fast clock. Do we lead on Tapland, or do we want to leave up Dismember? I think we'll leave up Island, just in case. If our opponent goes, like, I don't know, land Arcbound Ravager, we would like to kill that before it gets out of hand. Oh boy. I guess Dismember is not the worst draw. We can chump once with Mirror Retriever. Ornithopter. So, like, if this is Ornithopter, tap Ornithopter, play Ravager, then I think we just Dismember and take the 4. Our opponent could put some counters on the Ornithopter. Another Inkmoth. Etch Champion would be kind of bad. Spellskite. Okay. So I guess we just gotta hope our opponent doesn't have Plating or Ravager. Or Etch Champion. So, anything. Jared's orders. Well, I think we play Scryland here. Scryland, pass the turn. I don't think Remand is going to help us much in this matchup. I think we are really sold on trying to combo off as fast as possible. If we could have left up Remand this turn, then it might have been worth it. Darksteel Citadel. No plating. Come on. Alright, Vault Scourge is not cranial plating. This is a... Man, we don't know their last 2 cards. Oh, yes. This looks like a very slow draw from Affinity. I mean, they still have a lot of whammies they can just randomly draw, but... Let's see what we draw. If we draw a black source, like if we draw Swamp, we might just muddle for Heartless summoning. Or maybe we just draw Heartless summoning. Jeez. We might get there if our opponent doesn't draw a cranial plating pretty quick. So I think we gotta go Vivid Creek and Mirror Retriever. And then next turn we can Heartless summoning, Trinket Mage, get Alter the Brood, and the following turn Jared's orders for the win. If we're alive that long. Yeah, we'll play Mirror Retriever. Oh, we might regret not playing... If we had played the tap land on a turn earlier, that might have been the right play. Alright, Mirror Retriever pass. So we gotta hope to avoid Cranial Plating and Ravager for 2 turns. Alright, firing up Nexuses, Nexi. Springleaf Drum down to 1 card in hand. Oh boy. Adds white. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to take 2 more Infect and 1 normal damage. That's fine. Muddle. Alright, so now we just play the island. Heartless Summoning will kill our Retriever, but that's fine. Trinket Mage. Searches up Altar of the Brood. Hopefully there's not like a Spell Pierce hiding. That would be bad. I think we just got to run this out though. Altar of the Brood. Alright. Can we live 1 more turn? So basically, same thing. Cranial plating or Ravager. If not, then I think we just win next turn. No cranial plating, no Ravager. Oh, alright. Fires up Nexus. Fires up Nexus. I think we got it. I think we got it. Oh, luckily this was kind of a slow draw from Affinity. Unless our opponent's slow rolling a counter spell. That would beat us. Alright, no counter spell. Oh, it'd be nice to duress, but we can't afford it. We don't have enough mana. Alright, we just gotta go for it. Green. Black, blue, blue. Jared's orders. Does our opponent have a counter spell hiding? No counter spell. Doesn't look like. Alright, so we just get 2 retrievers. One goes to the graveyard, and we got the loop. Auto yield to altar. Get back a retriever. Cast retriever. Get back retriever. So we're going to have to do this a lot of times because our opponent has 48 cards in their library. But we'll see. Maybe they... I don't know why they wouldn't scoop. I don't think they have a way to kill us at instant speed. But I guess they can make us go through this and just play another match or something. Yep. Alright. Our opponent sees the loop, and we got there again. Our janky combo just keeps winning. Oh, yes! Heartless summoning! Combo wing off. Alright, so what do we have against Affinity? Good news about Affinity is they don't have much interaction. The bad news about Affinity is they have a really fast clock. Luckily, they had a slow draw that game. We definitely want the Nature's Claims. Nature's Claim is awesome in this deck because we're not killing by damage anyway. So it's just like the best naturalize ever. Surgical Extraction doesn't seem great. Dispel doesn't seem great. Could bring in Negates. Swan Song doesn't seem good at all. Duress, so-so. It's not a Thought Seize, so we can't hit a Ravager. It can hit a Plating, potentially. But I think we have to get rid of Swan Songs. And maybe we bring in the last, bring him the 4th Muldrifter? It is a flying blocker. That part's sweet. And cut the Gigadrouse isn't good. And Muldrifter. I guess we can tap down. Yeah, it's just so hard to do against Affinity because I can put all their counters on one creature after combat or move their plating. So tapping down things doesn't work that well. 3 mud. Ouch. That's the opposite of a good draw. We gotta ship that. Alright. Slow, but just because of all the tap lands, but not horrible. Vault Scourge. Well, we definitely want to lead on a green land, I guess Hinterland Harbor, so we have access to Nature's Claim. Not very close to putting together our combo with this hand, unfortunately. Mox Opal, followed by what? Oh, there's the plating. Alright, well, the good news is we can kill the plating. Or if we want to be greedy, we could kill the creature, but I think we just got to kill the plating. So we're taking 5 down to 15. Retriever's not the worst. Soul Nature's Claim, Cranial Plating, Playground Catacombs, and pass the turn. What does our opponent have? I don't think there was any reason to wait on the Nature's Claim, just in case, like, they do sometimes run Spell Pierces or something. He's got the Mox Opal. So if he had a Spell Pierce, he'd be able to use it, and we just really got to kill that plating. Drum. Alright, Drum is not too threatening. If they're just leaning completely on that Cranial Plating and don't have a second one or a Ravager, we might have a little bit of time. We can play another tap land and leave up Remand next turn. Playing a Retriever doesn't do much at the moment anyway, just because all of his attackers have flying. It is sweet though, I wasn't thinking about this, but Mirror Retriever does block an Etch Champion for a long time if you have two of them. You just get to keep playing them. So that's kind of sweet to actually have a weird out to Etch Champion plus Cranioplating. I think he's trying to figure out if he wanted to deal regular damage or infect damage. Or did he play the Blink Moth this turn? I don't remember. So we're going to take one infect, one damage, normal damage. Jared's Orders is pretty good. Well, now I guess we just go Drown Catacombs, leave up Remand. Then next turn we can Muddle for Heartless Summoning. Spring. Do we want to Remand Springleaf Drum? Well, what if this is just a decoy? Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Although now we might... Oh, well that was sort of sweet. So we actually do get to Remand a Ravager, although he can replay it by tapping his Vault Scourge. So our clock might still end up being too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. It does buy us some time, but I'm not sure it's enough time. Because Ink Moth plus Ravager, he can tap out. He can tap his Vault Scourge and Ink Moth to replay the Ravager. Yep. And the next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew! We're like one artifact away from him sacking out and killing us. What's our way out of this? Let's transmute Muddle anyway. To get the second Mirror Retriever, play another tap land, and then I think it's likely we die this turn. Bigger problem is, even if we don't die, this way we do have an out. Our out is we stay alive, which I think requires our opponent not to have another artifact. I think that kills us. I think that gives them exactly enough to kill us. We'll see. Because we got Vault Scourge 1, 2, 3 with Memnite, 4, 5, 6 the mana artifacts, 7 Darksteel Citadel, 8 Blink Moth Nexus. Put all those counters on Ink Moth, which already has 1 power, and that should be 9 poison damage. Yep, swings with Ink Moth. I don't think there is a card in Modern that gets our opponent here. Well, I guess as odd as it sounds, Gut Shot. If our opponent sacks everything, because they have to do it in a way where Arcbound Ravager sacking itself is the very last thing that happens, because they need every single counter. That, in theory, when they sack the Ravager to put 9 counters on the Ink Moth, Gut Shot would get them. Of course we don't have Gut Shot, and I don't know if our opponent is even considering Gut Shot. Probably. I mean, our opponent's a very good player. And our deck is pretty crazy, so I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility we could have Gut Shot, but it doesn't seem like the kind of thing you can be that worried about. Like, I think you just gotta say, if you got Gut Shot, then good for you. I mean, congratulations. Speaking of gut shot, I was playing the blue-white blink deck yesterday, and I had an opening hand with 4 Wall of Omens, and my opponent was on mono green aggro in Modern, and I played my first Wall of Omens, and my opponent attacked with Dryad Militant, a 2/1 into my 0/4 wall, and then after combat, they cast double gut shot to kill the Wall of Omens. Oh, and then of course I proceeded to play Wall of Omens for the next 3 turns after that, and they lost, but that's going deep. Double gut shot to kill a Wall of Omens. Our opponent 5 counters, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I think that does it exactly. Oh, yes, yes. Our opponent was very wise. They even played around gut shot by pumping Ink Moth once with Blink Moth before sacking it. So that means a double gut shot, though. They did not play around double gut shot. If we if we had the double gut shot, it's GG's. Yep, they got us. What can we change? Anything? We want all our removal. Yeah, I think it was it. We just gotta hope to combo off. Just like game 1. Alright, here we go. Good hand, good hand. Vivid Creek, Dismember. Alright, we'll try it. I mean, this isn't a great hand, but we have an Altar the Brood and a Dismember. Just lead on Vivid Creek. I think this deck would run a bit smoother, obviously, if we had fetches and shocks. Having things come into play tap so often does get annoying. How explosive is our opponent's draw? Question 2. Trinket Mage is much less exciting once we already have Altar the Brood. And we need to find another target for Trinket Mage to put in the deck. A one of something. Alright, so we are just going to lead on Duress to try to make sure our opponent doesn't have Cranioplating. Ooh, Wear Tear. Alright, Cranioplating, tap land. Wear Tear is bad for our combo, that's for sure. But if we don't take that, we're in trouble. And our opponent, unfortunately, is on airport Wi-Fi, which, if you've ever been on airport Wi-Fi, not a great experience. Ravager. Land? Altar the Brood. Alright, so we dismember Ravager, can sack a Springleaf Drum, put counters on Steel Overseer. I guess that's what we gotta do. Sucks to pay the life. Good news is that's a Ink Moth, so Steel Overseer and Ink Moth are not dealing the same type of damage. Would have been nice to draw land there, especially since so many of our lands, not all of them, but a lot of our lands come into play tapped, which makes it challenging to draw an untapped land to play Trinket Mage or Muldrifter next turn. Alright, yep, counters up the Steel Overseer. Altar the Brood, pass the turn. Unfortunately, I think we might end up winning. There's a decent chance we end up winning this game by time. Oh, there's Blink Moth. Maybe not. Wait, Blink Moth can't even... That was an odd choice. That might have been a misclick. Alright, Altar the Brood. Altar the Brood. We will... Trinket Mage. Search up our third Altar the Brood. And final. But yeah, I think our opponent is most likely just going to run out of time here. Maybe not. They're definitely racing against the clock. And we're at a fairly high life total. Yep. And, alright, Altar the Brood. alter the brood, and pass the turn. Yeah, we're not going to attack. And, well, a little anticlimactic for the videos. We did win. Would we have won if the game continued? Probably not. Although if we just like drew a Heartless summoning, then possibly. But yeah, anyway, I mean technically we're 2-0, and we did combo off the first game in a really difficult matchup. But things were a little questionable just because our opponent's internet connection. He sent me a message during the game and said he was on airport Wi-Fi, probably going to GP OKC, which is this weekend. So he was on airport Wi-Fi, which is why why there was some trouble. So I'm assuming he's trying to sneak in some last-minute testing. But anyway, we got there. I'll be back with another.